Hi, welcome to Bad Movie Reviews.
They call me a scared rabbit.
Let them say whatever they want. People used to say a lot of nasty things about me. Oh, this guy's a lunatic. Oh, look at that psycho. He's gonna get us all killed.
There's something impressive about someone like Taika Waititi, taking all of that Marvel money that's just sitting in a room in his house and making a movie that he otherwise never would have been able to get financed. A coming-of-age comedy about Nazis is not exactly on the wish list of most studios in 2019. Having said that, ambition only gets you so far, and the originality of this satire subsides after a few minutes. Jojo Rabbit doesn't quite come together the way its opening promises, and most shockingly, lacks the punch it needs to really work. It's far from the disaster it could have been, given the tonal tightrope it walks, but it's also closer to a misfire than we all hope it would be. Believe it or not, the Hitler comedy plays it too safe. Waititi's goofy comic sensibility adapts the novel Caging Skies by Kristin Lunens into a coming-of-age story that just happens to be set in the fading days of World War II Germany. There is where we meet Jojo, played by Roman Griffin Davis, a sweet German boy headed off to Nazi camp, where young men learn to throw grenades and young women learn the importance of having Aryan babies. He's eager to join the Nazi party, tossing out Hail Hitlers with confidence when he's not talking to his imaginary friend, Adolf Hitler himself, played with goofy energy by Waititi in a character not in the entirely serious book. The writer and director portrays one of the most villainous people in history as a bumbling moron, always offering cigarettes to his 10-year-old buddy and suggesting very bad ideas. Luckily, just around when the goofy Hitler stick is getting tired, it recedes into the background for the most important plot of Jojo Rabbit, when Jojo finds a Jew hiding in his attic, played by the wonderful Thomasin McKenzie. We know that it is Jojo's mother, played by Scarlett Johansson, who is also working for the Resistance, who has hidden the girl, but Jojo's incredibly confused. After all, this Jew doesn't look or act like a monster. He begins talking to her, trying to learn the truth about Jews so he can write a book, and forms a relationship that changes him. The parallel between the imaginary friend who is actually a monster and the girl he's been told is a monster but is actually a friend is a nice one to unpack, and Waititi is careful not to push the arch melodrama too much. McKenzie is delightful and Johansson is sweet and tender, and they both add much needed warmth to the film. Jojo Rabbit derails when its premise wears off and you start to wonder what it all means. I kept waiting for Jojo Rabbit to become more than a wing-wing, nudge-nudge joke, and when it does try to get emotional in the final act, including a tone-deaf ending for a Nazi character played by Sam Rockwell, Waititi cannot navigate some very tricky tonal waters. Without giving anything away, the final scenes of Jojo Rabbit are too easy for a film that needs to be dangerous and daring. A film that starts as audacious becomes relatively generic as it goes along, and even its one shocking turn ends up feeling manipulative. If the premise is risky, the execution is depressingly not so. When one steps back from Jojo Rabbit and looks at the individual pieces, there's a lot to admire. Once again, the director proves to have a gift with child actors, drawing a great performance from Davis and nearly movie-stealing Archie Yates as his pudgy buddy at Nazi camp, and a score by Michael Giacchino and cinematography by Mihai Malamayer Jr. work together to accomplish that Anderson-esque atmosphere that Waititi was seeking. It's clear that success has allowed Waititi to hire all the right people to execute his vision. And yet, I left Jojo Rabbit thinking that the exact purpose of that vision remained blurry.